So we just want to talk to you quickly about our collaboration innovation project. So this is going to be our second funding call. So for those of you who were kind of involved with our network earlier, we have already, as you heard from Demetrius earlier, we have already set up one funding call. So that was to look at the landscape assessment, and we will be doing some more of those as we go on. But this funding call is a little bit different. It is going to be an interdisciplinary pilot research study. So these pilot projects are meant to last for 18 months or shorter, but ideally not longer. And these are looking for you to actually get hands-on and develop some new digital health systems to help support remote blood monitoring. And these all kind of align with, the different tech areas and challenges that we've identified for our network. So we have 3 different priority areas. So remote monitoring, information communication technologies, and personalized analytics and AI. So I've covered kind of the main areas on the slide, but don't panic, these are all listed on our website. They're also all listed on the guidance documents and the application form details that you can download from the website. So I'm not expecting you to remember them all now. But what's also really important is these are our 3 main areas. You can apply based on these 3 main areas, and it's not kind of limited to the subset listed on those slides, but it's kind of, those are some main areas and some suggestions. But what we also really want to encourage you is to think about the healthcare applications of your proposed technology. So that's kind of the one in the blue box. We want to see what you're planning to do and then what the healthcare applications of that technology would be. So you can request up to a total spend of £62,500. Now this is really important because this always ends up with confusion. Projects are funded at 80% FEC, which means we give you 80% and your institution needs to cover the other 20% to take care of overheads, etc. So, it's a really good idea to let your institutions know that you are applying for these. You will have to get financial and university sign off for these because they will have to put the costs in and they will have to agree that they are going to pay that other 20%. It sounds really simple, but from running many funding calls, we get questions about this all the time, or issues with the universities who haven't realised what's happening. So they need to be 18 months. You need to kind of identify how this is going to help our network, how it's going to inform our challenges, and really important, you need to emphasize the impact. There's no point funding something that you're going to do for 6 months or 18 months, and then the whole thing's just going to get dropped and no one's going to look at it ever again. We are looking for projects that can demonstrate potential for short, medium, and long-term impact, and ideally how you could potentially look to get further funding from that. So applications, there is an application form on the website for you to download. So we want to know what priority areas you're looking at. We want details of PI and the project team. So note your track record, the different skills required for the funding project, and how you have all the relevant expertise. We want to understand what problem you're trying to solve and why it's novel and why your approach is novel. What you're planning to do with the project. Your finances, these are very important. Again, these do need to be signed off by the university. The table that we put in the application form is a table that most universities are very used to. If you go to your, whatever your research finance departments are, they will be able to help you and they will be able to advise on that. And they should be familiar with all the headings in those tables. You need approval sign-off from that organisation that the PI is associated with. And we also want to see a Gantt chart, because everyone loves a Gantt chart, to show how you're planning on going forward with the project. So just to remind you, so your PI, your principal investigator, you must be eligible for EPSRC funding, or at least you must belong to an organisation that is eligible for EPSRC funding, because I'm aware that some of you belong to more than one organisation. So as long as you come in and the funding goes to that eligible organisation, that's fine. So this does include independent research organisations and NHS bodies with research capabilities. If in doubt, come and ask us, go and look on the EPSRC website, we'll be able to help. So then there are the different kind of roles that you can have in your project. So you can have partners. So these will put in, in-kind or cash contributions or expertise, but they cannot get money from the grant. So if you want to have a partner that is an industry partner that is not eligible to receive money but wants to get involved, be part of the project, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you put them down as a partner. Staff will be the people that actually come and do the work. So again, these can be postdocs, these can be PhDs, but you do have to follow specific EPSRC rules. You can, if you're doing a PhD, you can second to do this work, but it cannot be your PhD work because that would be double funding. So again, if in doubt, ask us, we can talk about that. And you can put named researchers in your bid. So if you already know a really good PhD or postdoc person that you want, you can put them in. Again, you can include them in the track record. You can also subcontract, and we have had that with some of our other funding pools in the past. So if you need someone to do a very specific bit of work that is part of your project, and you can prove that you've attended the process that actually this particular company or this independent consultant is the best person for that job, that's fine. Again, as long as that's within the remit of your spending. There will also need to be collaboration agreements. So we have award agreements that will be made between the PI organisation and the University of Reading. If you are working with other organisations, it's kind of on you to make sure those additional collaboration agreements are set up, but we are here to provide help and advice on that. So when you send in your application form, we'll do an initial network sift. So that's just me and the management team looking at it to check you haven't done anything crazy, you're not asking us for £1 million, you know, people are eligible, etc., etc. Particularly if you send things in early enough, we'll be able to get back to you and let you know if there's a problem. And you know, we want to help. We are looking to fund people. So if you have questions, rather than just sort of send it in last minute, do get in touch in advance and say, would this be a problem? Then we'll do the formal peer review. So we're going to put together peer review panels. Each application will get 2 reviews. We will get people to declare conflicts of interest up front, of course, so do not be concerned that competitors or inappropriate people might be looking at your work. And then we will review them all as a whole with the management team. So we're going to assess you based on basically how suitable is it for the call. So ideally you'd be going for one of our priority areas. And how is this actually going to inform the research challenges for our network? How is it going to help our network? Obviously we're looking for it to be novel, innovative, you know, address the clinical need. You know, we really want to see the benefit to patient care. We obviously want to see your track record and understand that you are suitable for the job. And then just general standard EPSRC assessment criteria. Again, all of these can be kind of looked up on the website, and you can get general advice or have a look at the other sort of things that funding calls will ask for. So project management and expectations. So if you're lucky enough to get funded, I'm sorry, you kind of have to spend a lot of time dealing with me because I will be the person liaising with you about award agreements. You know, we will be expecting you to keep us up to date on activities. There will be some reports, and I will be putting together the overall report template for you. And we would expect you to come and take part in our network activities, so to come and present at events like this. And then, yeah, so there will be a template report on the website shortly, so we'll be able to kind of have a look and see what sort of thing we'll be expecting. So logistic-wise, as I said, we have an award agreement that's set up with the University of Reading. That will go to the main research organisation where the PI is from, and then other collaboration agreements will be put in place with additional collaborators. One of the things we do ask for, we are funded by EPSRC, we acknowledge them, we ask that you acknowledge us and our network, particularly for research creation, tracking our outputs. We would like to be able to track all of the publications and work that's done related to our network money. So we do need you to include the statement on the slide. This will also be in all your documents, and I will be reminding you, but that does need to be put in. And also we ask that publications adhere to the UKRI open access requirements, because we all want open science, we want to share, we're all building a community to make this better. We don't want to be sticking these things behind paywalls. So key dates, today we are launching the funding pool. We have decided to give you a bit longer than last time, so hopefully you have time to pitch, to collaborate, to network, to find people to come and get involved with. So the application deadline is not until the 14th of December. So you have a couple of months to get everything going, to ask questions, to figure out what's going on. We will provide feedback at the end of January, and then projects need to start by the 1st of March, subject to completing our award agreement. And we are currently planning to have some workshops next year. So I'm not actually sure why it says November 2022, whereas we are currently running this in September, so we won't be running something in November, but March 2023 and November 2023. Key documents and links. So I have launched a second funding call on the website. So if you go and look on our website under funding, you should be able to find it. And if you look on the documents page, you should be able to find the application form and the guidance document. And whilst we haven't got the updated award letter yet, there is the award agreement for the previous one, so we can show you that. Or you get all the application form and guidance documents are also linked on the website. But if you can't find anything, just email me or LinkedIn me or something, and I will make sure I send it to you. And if you have any questions, get in touch with me. And that is it. These are our details. So does anybody have any questions about applying for funding?